Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ravegal. This is the Zelda Randomizer at long last returning. Unfortunately, I misplaced the file for the last... Ooh, that was silver arrows. I misplaced the file for the last run I was working on. Each of these Zelda Randomizers are a separate file. For the seed. I may have to poke Mike and see if he can provide me with the seed again, but at this point, my data would probably still be gone. I'll have to figure out how that works. Yeah, it might be in there. This is a regular seed instead of an open world like the last one. But this is the new version of the randomizer, so there are probably going to be a few things that I'm not familiar with. We'll have to find out. I know among the weird things that they've put in, they've changed up a few locations, and they're trying to make the swords more spread out instead of lumped towards the end of the run, since the late swords are not required until later in the run. If this is your first time joining me for Zelda Randomizer, this is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, except every item that is found in a treasure chest or obtained from an NPC, except for the sword, is randomized. This includes the shield that you normally get from your uncle. This includes the locations of keys within dungeons, although they are still within the same dungeon. And before the door, or there's logic in place to prevent, like, hey, you'll get this key before you, you'll always get the keys you need before the doors, and you'll always get, ooh, flippers. You'll always get items you need before you need them. So they can't put, they won't put, like, the lantern in a dark room. They won't put the fire rod behind, or, you know, at the boss room in Skullwoods. They won't, or in, you know, deep in, Ice Palace or something. Everything is pretty straightforward. It's, as far as that goes. The whole point of the game is kind of to solve the puzzle of what you can get based on the items you have. So I have flippers. Flippers opens up a few items that you normally can't get at the beginning of the game. We're gonna go through, and for the first chunk of the run, we're going to be getting overworld items. So that's going to Kakariko Village and opening the chests that are in the basement. It's going to, you know, pick up where the mushroom is in Lost Woods. The dam in the swamp. Stuff like that. I am feeling especially rusty at both the talking and the playing right now, so I apologize in advance. I haven't done this in a little while, as if you've been watching, you'll probably noticed, and the rest of you probably haven't. I just haven't had a lot of time, so it is what it is. I will most likely be finding a little bit more time in the near future here. I started a new job, and it has been keeping me busy, changed my schedule a bit, and also has left me less wanting to sit and talk for after I get home from work. So yeah. This is a thing I do for fun. And if I don't have time and I don't have the energy, I'm just not going to be able to do it. So we're just about done with the escape. There's not a lot of chests left right now. We'd really like some bombs. I haven't seen any from guards. There's a chance that rats or snakes will drop some. But maybe not. Those drops from enemies are randomized as well, that's why I mentioned that. Oop. There we go. That's also part of the reason I was killing as many enemies as I was early on, because I hadn't found bombs yet. We're going to want to bomb a wall at the end of the sewers that has 3 treasure chests in it. And if we don't have the bombs to do that now, we will have to come back and do it later. Okay, Zelda is almost free, at which point we can start the real run. We don't have a ton of items that. We got flippers and silver arrows, which are really nice and actually will make a lot of the boss fights go very, very quickly. Assuming we find a bow. That's a medallion. That's actually making me a little nervous. Bombos flippers right off the bat. If we start finding glove items, there's a pretty good chance we're gonna have to do Ice Palace early. Okay, we're gonna go up here first, pull in the tree, see what drops. Just hearts. It can be rupees. We're gonna want 100 rupees before we leave Kakariko. Second thing we're gonna do is pop in here and check the lumberjack item. Just rupees, no big deal. That item is only attainable if you beat Aghanim. If we don't have to, we don't want to fight Aghanim. If the item there was something like the bow that we need, then we'd need to beat Aghanim. Yeah, we'll pick it up. That's probably not going to be needed. As much as I like bombs when I'm doing the regular runs, we don't need it for... You need some bombs, you don't need that many bombs. Okay, that's good. Rupees are on their way. Okay, so we have reached Kakariko. First place we're gonna go is Thief's House. This has 5 treasure chests in the basement, 4 here and 1 behind the bomb wall. There's the rupees we need. There's more rupees we need. We almost have enough already for Zora, but we're gonna wait on that obviously until Pearl. We're gonna have to get another like 150 rupees before we get Zora, but we're well on our way, and we've got a lot of early chests to open still. Next is the well. We're gonna leave bombs up this whole time. We're gonna just drop and toss. That's a time-saving technique. Toss your bomb before you open chests. The timer keeps running. Just a minor thing. A lot of... So I don't think I mentioned earlier, part of the point of this is to try and do it as fast as you can. So that is why if I say, you know, something about saving time or something, that's why. For me, I've just been running these as kind of a race with my friend Mike, or just against myself, just to see what my times are going to be. We can't get the sick kid yet because we don't have a bottle. Can't get the library because we don't have boots, although I will stop by and check what it is. We can't get the bat cave. Can't get blacksmiths. Master Sword. Now, worth noting, the swords are a linear progression. So if I do find a sword somewhere else, it'll be the Master Sword, and then that one will upgrade itself to whatever's next. Normally I check the race item before I go through the whole thing. I got lucky. I just genuinely wasn't thinking. Well, okay, we're gonna warp back to my house. And we are going to head here. The mirror means that we can actually bypass a second trip in here. There's a glitch that allows you to use the mirror as you're pushing a block and make it disappear. It's a pretty minor time save, but in this particular place, it saves you from having to go in and out twice. And we got a bottle. Nice. We'll have to remember to stop back by the sick kid when we get a chance. I don't have any of the items for the desert, so we're not gonna check the cave yet. But we will check this cave. We are also well on our way to getting the Zora items. Let's back up to 450 for rupees. Boomerang. Boomerang can be useful, but it doesn't unlock anything. Finally a heart container, that's good. It's getting a little nervous. Okay, we're gonna make a quick side trip up here. Gonna check the item on the island. It's just a piece of heart, so we're not gonna bother. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go up here quick. Normally I wouldn't do this and then come back for something, but I'm gonna go up here, get this. We're gonna go get Ice Rod, and then hopefully by that point we'll have enough rupees to do Zora, and we'll be able to take the Whirlpool back up there. Otherwise, we can always warp back to Sanctuary, maybe, or to Link's house and do like Sahasrara or something. It's a little bit more backtracking than I'd prefer, but without the flute and with the items I have, I feel like it's a pretty solid strategy. And whirlpooling up there is not inefficient. And is actually the only way we could do it without the glove. So now that I'm actually thinking about it, it's completely sound strategy. I meant to do that. Okay. We're going to be very careful for this part, just because we don't have any extra protection. These crabs hit for 2 base damage of 2 hearts each, which means that they can kill me in 2 hits, which is not good. Power Glove. Wow. Hey, I think I'm supposed to go to Zora. I'm trying to remember if it's this one or the other one. I think it's the other one. Yeah, it's the other one. There's 2 portals right next to each other, so I always get them mixed up. And I don't use them very often, honestly. Okay, now if I remember correctly, this is one of the things that got added. So close. Come on. I really don't want to grind out 20 rupees on crabs or Zoras. Like, at this point, I just need 1 red rupee, and... I have this feeling that if I just sit and try and grind it off regular enemies, it's gonna take forever. Well, let's just head that direction and see what happens. There's also the ledge item, so there's always that chance. Nice. Okay. So they will drop rupees. And at absolute worst, I can go get the red rupee and then do another cycle. Go back up to Zora. Oh, that's right. If you stun enemies with the boomerang or the hook shot, it gives a specific drop. which in this case is 10 arrows, which is not what I want. Okay, almost there. One more blue. I don't have a shield. I'm also low on health. Great. Okay, I don't want to risk having to go all the way back up here, so we're gonna use this. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to kill them fast enough that way. We'll scroll back over here. See if any pop up. Some good spots. By good spots, I mean they need to pop up on the white or on the light water. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time on this, but this is the direction I felt pulled. There we go. Took a little longer than I'd like. Hopefully it'll be an item that's worthwhile. Chances are it's just gonna be like a rupee or a piece of heart or something. But it's a place to check, and like I said, I really felt like that was where it was pushing. Oh well. It happens. And I really don't need to stick around for that 20 rupee drop. We're gonna go... Sahasrara. Hit me next. Actually, I should triple check. Desert is not required. But I don't have the lamp. Eastern is not required, and I don't have the bow. I really don't have a lot of what I need right now, unfortunately. I really need boots. And the lamp. If I had the bow, I'd do Eastern, but I don't. Blue mail. Bottle Kid, Desert Cave are the other two spots that I can think of offhand. Let's do... Yeah. I don't think I can get into any of those. No, those need power glove and boots. So yeah, Bottle Kids seems like a good choice to start with. Like I said, Desert Cave might have to be it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to start doing the front half of Eastern and praying. Or the back half of Desert. But I can't do the boss for Desert. So yeah, this should be Lantern, I think. Or a sword. Or cape. Because Master Sword or cape would allow me to do Agony. Which would get me into the Dark World, and I've got the Moon Pearl. So... Oop. That was terrible. 7-7. He talks a lot. That was a mistake. I thought it would keep exploding while he was talking. What? Okay. Well. I can't get into this one. So we have to do Eastern. Unless they redid how the lamp works again. I know in some of the versions the lamp was required through the light world and some of them it wasn't. And like I said, this is a new revision. The last one I played was 24 and this is 26. And they've been making a lot of changes throughout. So we're gonna go ahead and try Eastern Palace and see what happens. I'm guessing I'm not gonna be able to complete it, but I do have access to the front half of the dungeon. Up through the big chest, guaranteed. There are no item requirements for that section. There's also not a lot of useful chests in that section. Several keys and usually the dungeon items. But we'll see. I also need to be careful because it's going to be really embarrassing if I die in Eastern Palace. Compass. That's unfortunate. Oh. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping for everything but the map to show up, so I don't have to go, or so I don't have to feel like coming back to get the boss later, because I know it if I know it's an item. One of the neat things with this is there's a certain number of items that are required for the dungeon. Figures as soon as I say that. So the map and the compass are always going to show up in the dungeon. There's always going to be enough keys to open the doors. So if you have a rough idea of how many keys there are in a dungeon, and you add in the number of things that you've received and take out things like the map, etc., you can kind of get an idea of where the rest of the items are. There's a trick there. You can like prevent... I prevent one of the skeletons from spawning with that route. There is a route that lets you prevent all the skeletons from spawning. Like you kill 2 of them before they show up at all. And the door just opens. Boots. So it's expecting me to stop right now. And the reason for that is because this room is pitch black. However, if you finagle a little bit, you can do that part without seeing. I have seen people do the entire game without being able to see in the dark rooms. It's pretty crazy. Only reason I risked that is because I'm done. Okay, so boots. Boots allows me to get one chest next to Sanctuary, and it lets me get the Master Sword. Unless this is the lamp, or the book. We are fighting Aghanim. And that might be a good spot to stop. Trying to think if that actually helps at all. Yeah! Yeah! I don't actually need to fight Aghanim. Okay, good. That opens up several more chests, actually, because I don't know what I'm doing right now. That opens up several more items because there are 2 portals to the Dark World that require gloves and hammer, which means we can get into several of the areas that have overworld options, which is neat. So we're gonna start off up here. Go the wrong way, because I don't have Titan's Mitts yet. All the bonks. So yeah, it makes it seem like you need Titan's Mitt to get over here, but if you go around, you can just use that. Okay, let's see what dungeons we need to do. Most of them. Oh man. No Turtle Rock. That makes me very excited. That also means that this run has the potential to not require the cane, and I mean I still want it, but because it makes Ice Palace easier. But it's not likely going to be required. It also means that the medallions, which we have all 3 of already, might not be required. And it also means that Ice Rod will most likely not be required. Do not have the Titan's mitt, so I can't do a lot of the stuff up there. I can do the shovel game. I'm gonna do that real quick while I'm in this neck of the woods. Wow. Immediate drop. I am going to farm a few more rupees to get the required rupees for Kiki the monkey. So that's usually a fairly efficient place to get rupees. We're gonna stop up here real quick. Get this item. Then we're gonna head over here. There is a cave. Over here. And this cave has 5 items in it. And just because of kind of where it's situated, it does tend to have good items. In this case, it does not. Oh. I'm trying to think of what else we can get right now. Pyramid item. Another little trick there. In this edition of the game, which is the original Japanese one, you can dash with items instead of just with your sword. It's kind of a neat random thing. It doesn't come up very often as far as being useful, but with the hammer especially, it is. Just 20 rupees, not worth the rush. Do I actually have the items I need for any dungeon right now? Blind. Gonna head up this way and get catfish. Catfish usually doesn't have very good items, but I mean, same as Zora. When it does, it feels like it's the one time you skip it or the last place you check. Yeah. So right now I need lamp, Titan's mitt, bow, fire rod. That's not the mains. I mean, that's the big things. Offhand, flute. Got all 3 medallions. Don't have a way to get back up on the other side without hook shot. Hook shot, that's another thing I need. Okay, well, I think I'm going to save and quit. We're gonna call it a night for now. I'm going to pick up next time by getting the item near Sanctuary that I'm missing. Since I have the mirror, I can get one of them. The one in the back of the graveyard. And then we'll do Blind, because Blind. And we'll see what we get there. So, if you enjoyed this, give me a like and subscribe. Leave any questions and suggestions in the comments. And I will catch you next time, hopefully with a little bit less of a gap in between. Have a good one.